Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM19 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's season 9, episode 6, and I'd argue today is by far the biggest episode of the series so far, and the most important one too, as we look to complete our goal for the first time, which is putting trophies in the cabinet. We've got no excuses today as we face Championship side Leeds in the Carabao Cup Final, with a place in Europe up for grabs, and more importantly, a first winning medal of the series. So not much focus off the pitch today. All of our attention will be on winning the Wembley final. In truth, we've got no excuses not to. I could put some mitigating circumstances in, but I'd just be lying to you all. If we lose this game, it's an absolute disaster. How often will you get to play a lower league side in a cup final? We've only been in one final before. That was a domestic one too, but a slightly smaller affair down in Northern Ireland, as we took Dungannon Swifts to the Northern Irish Cup final, where we were beaten unfortunately on that occasion too. Leeds have got a lot of players unavailable today, 2 January signings to a cup tied, a couple of long-term injuries, and then a couple of short-term ones as well. So since the last episode, we've only had a few games, some interesting ones to say the least. We played Ipswich at home in that cup replay we mentioned. We won it comfortably 2-0, John Suarez getting a rare goal, after sub-striker Mason Greenwood got on the score sheet too. We were held for the first of 2 times in the following game. That was at home to mid-table Burnley in the Premier League. They got an early goal. Oliveira equalised for us in the second half, but unfortunately we couldn't find a winner. We did then win 6-2 in the Europa League first knockout round. That was the home tie against Fiorentina. The away goals nearly cost us, but we were scintillating going forward in this game. And then after that, we went away to another mid-table side in Watford in the league. We were held 1-1 again. Arzani with an equaliser after again we went behind in the first half. A few European hangovers this year, but we managed to get a result, and that's all that's important at the moment. You can see we nearly did throw the Fiorentina game away though. We took a risk by rotating heavily, left a lot of stars at home in preparation for this cup final. The game was just 3 days ago, but we managed to scrape through. A 3-0 defeat on the night, and we won 6-5 on aggregate, though one more goal and we would have been out on the away goals rule. You can see moving forward in the competitions, we've drawn Leicester in the 5th round of the FA Cup and Lyon in the 2nd qualifying round of the Europa League. One more game there and then we're into the quarter-final stage, at which point anything could happen in both competitions. I really hope we can win this cup final today. Taking aside getting the first trophy of the series, if we can guarantee Europa League football, we can stop worrying about the league so much and really put a focus on going for the other competitions, which, as we mentioned before and all the way back in our plans video in October, is our main objective of this series. Let's get as many winners' medals as possible on the board. So fingers crossed today will be the first. Let's go and look at our lineup for the game. We're facing the Championship side. We don't care what's happening in the Premier League today. All of our attention's on this one, and we've just got one player unavailable. It would have been the one player from the first team that would have been dropped. David Raya would have been out and Machilov in goal, but as it is, Machilov has a hamstring issue and Raya starts the cup final. That means our entire first 11 is our first choice, and it's going to be a really big opportunity for them today to get a big win on the board against a side they should really be beating. So Billy Gilmore's not got the highest morale. He's unhappy that we didn't let him go, but we've got David Raya in goal, Lewis and Gomez the fullbacks, Konza and Yanderson in the middle, Douglas Luiz in his normal Segundo Volante role, Gilmore in the centre of midfield, and then Arzani, Oliveira and Barrett, a 3-man creative force behind Florentin Bernard up front. He's nearly at 20 goals for the season, and I'd love to see him get 2 today and reach that landmark in style. We've got plenty of game changers on the bench. Iwobi, Ranzan, Lavinas and Greenwood all going forward if we need a goal, and then Rivera and Lascelles defensive options if we need to hang on in a scrappy game. So let's get into the cup final. Cross your fingers everyone. I know I've said there's no excuses, but I'm really still a little bit nervous. It's a 4-2-3-1 for Leeds, a formation that's quite familiar. They've got some really good players in there for a Championship side. I know they're near the top of the division. Storaro's the one that stands out for me. I had him at Juventus in a previous career. A couple of years ago in FM, I think it might have been 17. He was a really good player there coming through. They've got the likes of Sam McQueen at left back. He was a bit of a hero in our FIFA 19 career. And then good players like Bentley and Goldson, who are sure to cause us trouble by being solid at the back. So let's go and talk to the lads. We want to go and win for the supporters. It's a safe bet from our assistant manager. Hopefully that can't upset the players. They've all listened keenly. I'm a bit worried none of them are too motivated, but hopefully that means they won't go overboard and commit a silly foul and get a red card. So let's get into the first half and see if we can get in the ascendancy. We've got a tunnel interview first, as you'd probably expect from a cup final. So let's go and talk to the cameras and give them the answers they want to hear. He's asking if we've got a problem motivating our side. It's a bloody cup final at Wembley, what do you think? There we are at the front in a beautiful pink and grey suit. We haven't seen it too much this year, leading the lads out from the front. We've got the kick-off and it goes back to Konza. Here's Gilmour to Oliveira, a really poor pass early on. I hope too many of them don't get nervy. Arzani's got the ball in the middle. The highlight ends very quickly, and with a couple of minutes gone, there's no one threatening either goal. McQueen with a throw-in though, as Leeds look to build the first attack. Coffey in the middle of the pitch. He's coming forward down the left-hand side, but Arzani works hard to intercept. Gomez brings it forward to Gilmour, just beats a flying challenge from the Leeds player, thundered in there, a bit of a lunge really, but Barrett charges at the defence and forces a block from the shot. Goldson hacks it away for Leeds, and it remains 0-0, but we've had the first effort of the match. It's a long ball forward from Leeds. Yanderson hacks it away, but only as far as Sam McQueen. Santa Maria to Del Castillo. I'm a little bit concerned. Leeds are dominating possession. They've had a bit more of this game early on, and we really don't want to concede, but with Coffey shooting from 40 yards like that, he's never going to beat David Raya. We're coming forward now with Oliveira. Arzani on the right charges through. McQueen makes the challenge, falls for Louise, hits the crossbar and over. In fact, it must have been a touch from the keeper, as it's gone behind for a corner. We've seen a few specials from Louise in big games, as Barra heads the corner into the arms of Bentley. We're really starting to get on top now and build possession from the back. It's a long ball from Konza as I say that though, and he gives the ball away. Leeds charging forward on the left. Plenty of men over on the counter. Del Castillo to the striker, and he's put his shot into the side netting, and we survive a 0-0 with a quarter of an hour gone. A decent start to the cup final and a few chances at either end. Oliveira flicks on a throw. Hack clear by Leeds, but it falls for Yanderson on halfway. He goes long towards Barrett, flicks it down, sheaf back to Bentley, and he's cleared it away under pressure from Bernard. Only as far as Gomez though. He finds Arzani. Into Oliveira, falls nicely. Barrett with the shot. It was placed into the corner, but Bentley makes another brilliant save. Is he going to be the hero of the cup final? Bentley comes and gathers the cross again, and they manage to survive for another attack. Barrett with the ball on the left to Lewis. It's a barrage of Newcastle play now. Gilmour on the edge, goes for the shot, just over the bar, and Leeds survive. We're really pressing them hard now as we continue to attack, and it's headed away by Leeds from another cross. Douglas Luiz to Arzani. On the edge with a shot, but it's blocked to Del Castillo, and Leeds can bring it away down their left-hand side. Over halfway unopposed, beats a challenge, puts the striker in. This would be a disaster, but Yanderson does enough, and Jamal Lewis was mopping up too. Brilliant work, but we concede a corner, and Leeds look threatening on the break. Gallegos with the cross, brilliant goalkeeping by David Raya, comes and claims it off the defender's head, strongly at the back post. Raya with the throw out to Konza. It's a brilliant game of football this, but we'd really like to get a goal or two, just to settle the nerves down. Storaro makes a challenge, but it doesn't stop Lewis. Beats two men to Douglas Luiz, and we said he scores specials in big games. He's done it again now. We lead after 20 minutes, and could this be our first trophy of our career? Jamal Lewis with a brilliant run, and Douglas Luiz with a thundering effort into the corner. We're back with Leeds on the halfway line. They've got the ball with their centre forward. He holds it up well for Santa Maria. Puts Gallegos in. It's a great save, Raya, and we don't want to give Leeds too many chances like that. Raya with a short kick out to Konza. Can we get a second just to calm it down? Bentley comes miles out and doesn't clear it well. Arzani regathers it on the right. He delivers to Bernard, beats everyone in the middle, goes past the defenders too, and now we're on the left with Lewis. Bernard delivers as far as McQueen. Douglas Luiz again from the edge, just over the bar. He really fancies his chances today. Half an hour gone, we lead 1-0, and although we've had the better of it, Leeds still look threatening on the break. It's Leeds coming forward on the right hand side. Goldson with a cross into the box, which Raya claims. I'm not sure why we needed to see that bit of the highlight, but now we've got a chance to build an attack. Konza from the back finds Barrett on the left hand side, just over halfway to Oliveira. Arzani's got space now to run into, beats two men and shoots, but it's just wide of the post. The keeper had it covered, I think. 5 minutes to the break though, and if we could nick a second before half time, that would be absolutely fantastic. Oliveira with a flick on from a throw. Santa Maria finds Sheaf for Leeds Leeds though, and they're going to build from the back again. Berda back to the keeper Bentley. I'm not sure why they were going backwards there. They had plenty of time, and now they've given the ball away to Gomez. Arzani charging down the right. Delivers early on. She flicks away. Barrett on the rebound. What a finish that is. First time on the half volley. It beats the keeper. The sheer pace of the shot got past him, and we have doubled our lead on the stroke of half time. What a crucial time to score. We're delighted with the first half, and surely we're going to be adding our first trophy to the cabinet. It is half time, then a 2-0 lead at the break. It's completely deserved on the run of play, and just look at the foul stat there. 12-1 for Leeds, and if we can start scoring from set pieces, things will really look good for us. Louise and Barrett with the goals. Brian Barrett's been a revelation this year. We've mentioned how many winning goals he scored, but hopefully this time this game will be more comfortable. We're going to tell the lads we're pleased with their performance and just want them to keep it going in the second half. If they lay off at all, then they could come back in this game. You can never write off an opposition, especially in a Wembley Cup final. It's Coffee as Leeds come forward early in the second. Santa Maria to Storaro. We don't want to concede straight from the kick-off. That would be a disaster, but thankfully it won't be the case as it's miles over the bar from Coffee. He keeps shooting from distance. I don't know why. He certainly doesn't seem to have the talent. Now I've said that, watch him put one in from 30 yards. Fingers crossed he won't come back to haunt me. Oliveira on the edge. He shoots for us from the edge of the box, but it's wide of the post on his weaker foot. Not the best effort in truth. Coffee with a long ball forward for the lead striker. Holding it up on the right, and Gallegos is running off him. He finds Coffee, and there you go. He does threaten the keeper now. This time from inside the box. David Raya makes the save, but we were opened up a little easily there. Still only 5 minutes into the second half, and Leeds have had a couple of chances already. Lewis heads the ball away. Barrett finds Gilmore, tries to switch it, but it's a poor pass, and Arzani can't get there. Del Castillo back to the left back, and it's a long ball over the top. Konza gets it back though, and now Gilmore. Can we really go and wrap this game up with Barrett? Oliveira on the right hand side. He's got 2 men in the middle, but goes back to Arzani. Gilmore from the edge shoots, it's blocked. Douglas Luiz with a second, that one's blocked as well. And now Oliveira on the third occasion. You've guessed it, straight at the defender again. We've got a warning to close down Coffee as we're into the box with Oliveira. Back to Gilmore on the edge, but his shot's blocked and it looks like going behind for a corner. Leeds managed to keep it in, and the highlight ends with the score still 2-0. It's a corner on the left-hand side. Arzani with an in-swinger. Sheaf heads it, but it's not gone far. What a save by Bentley. Clawed it off the line to his right, and it's out for another throw on our left-hand side. Just over 25 minutes to go. We're going to make a couple of subs in a minute, but we've got another chance to get a third now as we're right on top in this game. Barrett at the back post. It's down to Arzani. Daniel Bentley has been unbelievable in goal for them. McQueen hacks the ball away, but it's not often the opposition keeper gets man of the match when they're 2-0 down in the final. Barrett's coming forward on the left again. Jamal Lewis is relentlessly overlapping. They can't keep up with him on that side. He already got the assist for the first, and now he's in behind them again. Barrett tries to shoot from a ridiculous angle, and it's blocked and cleared away. He probably deserved that. We'll just see out this highlight and then make a change or two, and we'd hope the Leeds don't get one back. Lewis is caught out on the left. Gallegos is in. David Reyes turned to make a brilliant save. His rating's above a 7 as well, up to 7.2 now with that fantastic reflex save. Gallegos with the corner, headed away, but Yanderson hacks it clear. We really don't look convincing at the back, despite keeping a clean sheet as it stands. Just a quarter of the game to go though. We've got a throw on the left with Lewis, and we're going to make a change before we see the highlight. Let's go to the substitution screen and make all three. Bernard's going to come off up front. He's not had the best game in truth. In fact, we're not going to do that one yet. Oliveira is going to be replaced by Ranzan, and Lavinas will come on the right for Arzani. We're going to save the final sub in case we concede a goal, so Rivera can go into that deep lying role. But we're just going to get back into it. Let's press play and see this highlight on the left. Lewis with the throw in is poor and headed away, and now Gomez has got it back on halfway. He goes forward to Gilmore, 30 yards out to Barrett, cuts inside, but a poor pass is cleared and Leeds can come forward again. Given straight away to Louise though. He plays a 1-2 with Arzani. He's going to be off in a minute, but can he contribute again? Bernard goes for the shot from 30 and it's miles over the bar. The two subs have been made. Now let's see if we can hold on for the win. Just 10 minutes to go, we've not seen any more highlights. We're just going to shore things up in a moment, but we've got to make sure we don't concede here. Gomez recycles possession on halfway. It's just hacked clear by Leeds. They seem to be running out of ideas, and now Ranzan can put it out of sight. He finds Lavinas on the right. Lovely through ball, but Daniel Bentley's there again and makes yet another save for Leeds. Lavinas with an outswinging corner. Stevenson heads away, and Ranzan can get it back on the left. He tries to cross, it's deflected behind, and we're going to make our final sub now, with Gilmore being replaced by Rivera. He's going to drop into his preferred central midfield role on defend, just to give us a bit more stability and cover that left hand side when Lewis goes bombing forward. So let's get back into the last 10 minutes, see if we can score a third from this corner and have an easy last 10 where we can just relax and enjoy it. It's Lavinas with the corner. Bentley's missed it. We've got a penalty somehow. Where that's come from, I don't know. Douglas Luiz is listed as the penalty taker. We're going to let him take it and fingers crossed he can get a goal for us. He scored one already. It was a spectacular one at that. Can he do the same from the spot? Yes, he can. Into the corner. We lead 3-0. The Carabao Cup is coming to Newcastle. European football guaranteed for the second year in a row, and now we can focus on the cups and chase all 3 trophies we're in. What a wonderful performance at Wembley, really professional by the lads, and then on a few times we have been caught out, David Reyes to the rescue again. It's Ranzan from the edge, he thunders the woodwork again. We've really been brilliant in this second half and been relentless in our pressure of the Leeds side. Castillo coming forward though, we don't want to concede one. A clean sheet would be the perfect ending, but they're trying to change that on the left, and he's cleared away after a block from Yanderson. He's becoming a bit of a Rolls Royce of a defender, turning into Virgil van Dijk in the modern day, and Barrett crosses for Luiz, who misses out on a chance to get a hat-trick. We're going to make one more tactical tweak. Jamal Lewis is going to drop to a support role. We don't want him getting caught out of position, as he nearly did a moment ago, and now we've just got to find out how many minutes of stoppage time there are before we can lift the trophy and celebrate. Just 3 minutes added on, a packed end of Wembley with Newcastle fans, and I'm sure they'll celebrate in style as they lift their first trophy in God knows how many years. It's a throw on the right for Gomez, McQueen hacks it away, we've got just 2 minutes of stoppage time to see out. I'm celebrating already, surely we can't concede 3 as the cross goes into Barrett, who heads it comfortably wide. Leeds for a championship side have put up a good fight, and in fairness they've had a couple of good chances. According to the stats it's one clear-cut chance apiece. They've really played their part in this final. Ranzan with a shot which is blocked out for a throw and just 20 seconds left to see out. It's Gomez to take it on the right. He finds McQueen's head only and is cleared away but only as far as Luiz. Delivers to the back post. Headed away as far as Barra. He delivers into the box and it falls for Lavinas. McQueen makes a good challenge but it's all over. We're going to lift the Carabao Cup. Our first trophy of the series. There I am in my brilliant suit, but David Raya deservedly lifts the cup as we secure our first major title of the career. What a brilliant day at Wembley, and I'm sure the Newcastle fans will be delighted. We've ridden ourselves into their history books and now we've got 2 more to chase as we can turn this from a really good season into a landmark one for the club. Let's go and talk to the lads, tell them how brilliant they were. They deserve nothing but praise for that professional performance, and our risky night on Thursday as we nearly lost out in the Europa League was proven to be right today as we managed to win a trophy. Let's go and look at what the media have said about the game as we celebrate our success in style. There we go then, confirmation of the 3-0 win. We lift the Carabao Cup, a really good performance, a sold out Wembley, with confirmation of winning the trophy. I'm not sure why we needed that twice. We'll deal with the press conference off camera, a little bit of money, a negligible amount for Premier League sides. We've led them to glory, a brilliant achievement to lift the Carabao Cup. Who says this trophy doesn't mean a lot? It's absolutely huge for this club at the moment. The board are pleased with us. Hopefully that'll get us a new bumper contract. We'll go and praise Douglas Luiz. A brilliant brace, and in front of goal, the Segundo Volante was the hero. Raul Silva's at Wembley. He's watching a couple of players for Brazil, and he'll certainly be impressed with that performance. They've done brilliantly on the big day. We've qualified for the Europa League, but we'll of course be hoping to go one better. If we can win that competition this year, then we'll still get into the Champions League for the next one. We've got an outside chance of the top 4 in the league, but I'm sure we'll focus on that later in the year. In terms of the season review, Ronnie Lopez was the top scorer in the competition. His name seems to come up in every series. We've won the competition though, and Portsmouth the overachievers, reaching the semi-final where they lost to Leeds after beating Liverpool in the last 8. I couldn't be more delighted with the victory. Let's just go and confirm it on our profile screen. The most important bit is what we've done in our career. If we look at our history, that's the one we want to see. No leagues, but one cup. Of course we had that promotion with Stevenage, but that was via the playoffs at Wembley. Our first trophy of the series, and we're on the board as an elite level journeyman. Let's start to move on and hope that gets us bigger offers, and if we can win another one this season, we'll certainly start to get attention from the super clubs. So let's go and look at the schedule for when we'll next be back. We've got a bit of work to do to refocus the lads after such a monumental achievement for the club, but I think we're going to come back for one of this disastrous spell in the end of March. We've got Lyon in the second leg of the Europa League. I'm hoping like the Fiorentina one we'll be able to rest a few. And then look at those 3 league games in a row. United, Chelsea and Arsenal. If we go to the league table and look at where they all stand at the moment, United are first, Chelsea are third and Arsenal are fifth. It's certainly going to be a crucial 4 games in deciding our success for the season. We could also have an FA Cup quarter final at that stage. That just depends on whether we beat Leicester. But let's take it one game at a time. Now we've got that huge monkey off our backs, having won our first trophy of our career. But if you did enjoy this episode and seeing us win our first trophy of the series, please put a thumbs up on the video. I really do appreciate all of you who continue to support the series. Let me know in the comments what you thought of that cup final performance. Do you think I'm right to attack the trophies now? We're going to neglect the Premier League a bit and really focus on the FA Cup and Europa League. If we can win all 3 of those, it would be remarkable. But the FA Cup still got a lot of big teams in, so they're certainly not going to be as easy as the Carabao Cup was. We have to accept that although it's a brilliant achievement, the semi-final and final were really favourable draws, and we're probably not going to get that luck again in the other 2 competitions we're chasing. And also, we've got to start to think about next year. Do you think now we've got our trophy at Newcastle, it seems clear we're not going to get the investment to push for the Premier League title, so do we have to think about leaving at the end of this season and looking for another big European job now we've got a trophy under our belts? Obviously the financial impact's going to be absolutely irrelevant at this point. We're on 90 grand a week here, and I'm sure we'll be hitting 3 figures at any other club we move to. Subscribe to the channel for daily FM19 content from my 2 long-term stories, this one the head coach, and then our one club series with Torquay United, where we try to take them to the top of domestic and European football. But a massive thank you for your continued support and for watching this one as always, and we'll see you next time for another magical European night.